Hi, I'm Aaron Lehr. This is another commercial-free guitar video. Today we'll be looking at the JC-77 solid-state amp.
On the front panel, there's distortion, volume, high treble, treble, mid, and bass. You've got a spring reverb. In the chorus section, you've got a rate and depth knob, as well as a switch for manual or fixed chorus. There's two 10-inch speakers. On the back panel, you've got outputs for chorus, reverb, or distortion foot switches, and a stereo line out.
The JC-77 is the little brother to the JC-120. JC-120, as you probably know, is a standard amp in the industry. If you hear a really pristine, clean guitar on an album, there's a really good chance it was that 120. So this being the smaller version of that, it does get basically the same tones. One of the differences is that the JC-120 has a vibrato and a chorus, and this amp just has the chorus. And this amp is a lot easier to lug around. And as far as volume, this amp is plenty loud. The JC-120 is, as loud as any amp could ever possibly need to be. This amp, it keeps up with me fine. I was in a band at one point that was exceptionally loud. We had multiple instruments. The other guitarists had a full Marshall stack. And this amp really couldn't keep up. It just started getting pretty muddy at that volume. But even at like 12 o'clock, this amp is really loud. And in fact, it's even when I'm playing with our hard-hitting drummer in the trio, I almost never go past about 11 o'clock. And that's it's very loud. If you're on a big enough stage, they're going to mic your amp anyway. You know, the distortion on the amp itself is pretty weak. Most people describe it as unconvincing. That's my clean sound, with basically nothing done to it except some reverb. And here's with some of that distortion. Alright, turn the distortion up. It's not terrible, but once you're in a live situation with the drummer and bass and everything, it is a little weak. I'll go ahead and turn it all the way up. Well, it's very noisy, and that's it. So one thing this amp is really good at is taking pedals. So I've got a Reverend Drivetrain 2 distortion, which gives me just a little bit of dirt. Again, the clean sound. Now this is with my bridge pickup and humbucker position. Oftentimes I'll use both my Reverend and full drive. Because it's such a clean amp, I can use something like delay. It's very, very crisp and clean sounding. So the main things I use this amp for at this point are my jazz gigs. I have a full body Hofner guitar, and I just plug it straight into the amp. It sounds beautiful. Also, in my rock gigs, I send my loop to this amp. So I've got my lead guitar going to a little tube amp, and my loop going into this amp. And even though it's a pain to bring two amps, if you're going to be playing live with loops, you really have to have that separation for it to keep it from being muddy. So hopefully this was helpful for you. If you've been looking at the JC-77, wondering if it's something that will work for you, I hope that this made it a little more clear. Feel free to comment with questions, and thanks for watching another commercial-free guitar video.